year. The key question with Larry Bird, they were in a hard cap in the NBA. And when you look at this and bringing it back home, Adam Silver, Asia Wilson, Angel Reese, Breanna Stewart, who are the superstars of the WNBA, but especially for Caitlin because she has such brand marketing deals, probably averaging $30 to $50 million a year. The Bird rights gives a team an opportunity to re-sign its best player and not be restricted by the
Bird. Larry doesn't say anything until he truly wants to. The three-time NBA Hall of Famer champion, the trash-making man, spoke an artistic medium, and whose cold gaze once quiet arenas. In a time of ongoing remark, Bird is now practically a ghost, a living legend that doesn't often appear his face, let alone talk in public. However, that everything changed in an astounding moment.
Yeah, he had a great run, and it's fun to watch. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa, Caitlin Clark play about the same last year.
Because 2 minutes ago, Larry Bird approached Caitlin Clark in real-time television, snatched the microphone from her fingers, and uttered a shaky the whole world of sports. Additionally, the manner Caitlin Clark responded with a swift favor before we proceed. If you are grateful this content, think about providing this video, giving the channel a like and subscribing. Unbelievably, over 83% of viewers have not yet signed up. It's quick and free, but to us, it meant the world. So, did you already subscribed? Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for your help. Now, let's return to the video.
It's just hatred towards this young lady. Only thing she's doing, like you said, is out here. She's playing the game of basketball, and she's having fun doing it.
I love her game. A lot like Steph. She reminds me of Steph Curry a lot. You know?
Anybody that does something flagrant to this young lady for what she's brought to the game should be suspended and fined big time.
To believe it, you have to see it. Now let's go back in time. It was meant to be a standard procedure interview. Clark has just taken the lead in the Indiana Fever to a hard-won victory, dropping 10 assists, 28 points, and a dagger three-pointer with the house crowd in a panic. The post-match, her leadership was praised by the interviewer, inquiring about her relationship with teammates, and everything appeared to be typical till the crowd's shout became louder. Then it had throughout the entire night. From the passageway, Larry Bird, the legend, appeared, an iconic figure from Indiana whose name is sewn into the basketball's cloth, the past moving directly in the direction of the broadcast table, staring at Caitlin Clark.
And put an understanding out, because with Caitlin and what the players and the collective bargaining agreement are negotiating, folks, I'm wondering if it's the best fit for the top players of the WNBA. CBA agreements, the collective bargaining agreement is coming up. They're going to have an intense meeting for All-Star Weekend. And I wanted to bring this up for Caitlin Clark and the Larry Bird rights rule. And we'll start from a revenue perspective, as Caitlin leads the league in revenue. Where am I going with this? It wouldn't make sense to have a contract for Caitlin Clark.
She didn't notice at first. She was grinning, responding to inquiries, polite as usual. However, the interviewer paused mid-sentence. The cameras make wide cuts. The audience was on its feet. Caitlin turned to look at him. She froze. No, in amazement rather than terror. Larry Bird, a man who seldom appears in public appearances, was going directly to her. The atmosphere shifted. Everybody sensed it. The subsequent events were not prearranged. Wasn't practiced. It was unprocessed. It was actual. Larry approached, took the microphone from Clark's grasp, and observed into the lens. What he said after that will be discussed for years. I've been watching for a long time, he said. Serene, profound, and methodical.
I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa, Caitlin Clark play about the same last year, so I was watching a lot of.
And this is unlike anything I've ever seen. She is authentic. The most resilient player I have seen since the 1980s. Furthermore, I'm going to relax and be quiet while people attempt to undermine her. Gasping. The audience fell silent for a moment, then blew up. Bird wasn't merely praising her strategy. He was making a declaration, a defense, a caution. He was entering the flames. Not for himself, but for the rookie. Caitlin Clark has been booed, hacked, questioned, and rejected, but continued to appear game after game, never retreating. Clark's response. She shielded her face. She gave a headshake. Her mouth trembled, and then for the Caitlin Clark's first appearance on live television sobbed, not out of weakness, nor because she felt overburdened, but because someone who is aware of the significance of magnificence, a person who embodied Indiana basketball, had recently given her the torch. Bird wasn't finished. She doesn't, I need protection, he said. However, she damn certainly merits respect. Additionally, if you are unable to, if you give it to her, you won't be watching the game. You are observing your own fears. Boom. Without corporate spin, vintage Larry with no softened language, bird cutting, transparent, and total unplanned. He returned the microphone to Clark. She dabbed at her eyes. The stunned. The interviewer just stepped put aside. And at that same moment, without a script, without a trademark, without the old and the new marketing pitch collided in a manner that seemed larger than basketball. Because this is the reality. There has been pressure on Caitlin Clark. Unlike any rookie in WNBA history. As soon as she set foot on the court, each action she took was examined. Every syllable was repeated, she disregarded the foul. Each foul she made news. She came to represent the future of the league while being dragged through the chaos of its history. Nevertheless, she never broke. Larry Bird noticed that additionally, in contrast to many in the media, he respected it. Bird is aware of what it's similar to being despised for being exceptional. To enter dangerous environments and remain silent groups of jumpers. To possess all of your twisted term. You are incorrect in your confidence for being conceited. In Caitlin, he did not simply observe a star. He perceived a spirit of kinship, a basketball soul that speaks and plays to win her thoughts and declines to participate in the game. The proper manner, merely to appease others. Bird's vocal endorsement wasn't merely sentimental. It was calculated. Due to this wasn't merely an act of admiration. It was a move of power. In a time when a large number of athletes are managed, after being cleaned and filtered, Clark has stood out by being authentic. Additionally, that authenticity has made her a target. Someone has called her overvalued. Informed that she is pilfering the spotlight. Accused of being very arrogant, too loud, too affluent, too white, based on the speaker. However, Bird, he doesn't give a damn about it. He is concerned about hoopers. Additionally, Caitlin Clark is a hooper. Bird's message was unambiguous. She belongs. She is among us. Additionally, if you don't understand it if you don't see it. Following social media took off during the episode. Caitlin and Larry were trending within minutes. NBA players from the past spoke up. Legends expressed their support via tweets. A bird does not speak for influence. One post was read. She is the truth if that is what he said. Additionally, this is the time when the WNBA matures. Even those who had previously Clark paused and was criticized. Since when Larry Legend says something, you stop talking and pay attention. In response, the league nearly right away. In a few hours, the WNBA shared a whole video of the event on every platform. No edits or trims. By the IT received more than 20 million views this morning. Sponsors got in touch. The Fever was sold out. Their upcoming 5 home games. Nike revealed a unique Legend X Rookie crossover initiative. An exclusive edition jersey bearing Bird's and Clark's numbers online signature released and sold out in 4 minutes. However, more significantly, the tone shifted. Sniping by pundits ceased. Nitpicking by analysts ceased. Even the fiercest of Clark's detractors softened because Bird had rendered hatred uncool. There was no need for Caitlin Clark to clap back. For her, Larry Bird did it. Additionally, his decades' worth of weight was conveyed through words. Since this was more than a soundbite, it was a proclamation, a moment of truth, a change in direction. Bird got to his feet, and expressed the thoughts of millions of people. Let's the child plays. Let her mature and cease. It is illegal to act like a great person. Before the remainder of the match, Clark looked distinct, lighter, and more liberated. Her grin came back. She joyfully played with fire, dropping 14 in the fourth quarter by itself. In the changing area, reporters questioned her about Bird was taken aback. "I didn't," was her response. "Expect it," she murmured in a trembling voice. "However, if Larry Bird believes that I belong, then I've had enough self-doubt." That sentence. Worthy of a tattoo. Caitlin Clark is more than merely she is shattering records. Obstacles. She is not requesting special treatment. She's requesting equity. And at last, someone with the gravitas to halt the world and give her what she deserves. Reverence. That moment wasn't scripted by Bird. However, it will be remembered as one of the most potent intergenerational handoffs that have ever occurred in sports because it wasn't merely Larry Bird standing up for a young participant. Larry Bird was standing up for the game's future. Additionally, Caitlin Clark, she's continuing it with both hands. If you think legends exist, identifying legends, if you think that the unadulterated force of truth, hit that like button and remember to sign up. Get a dime? We'll find you in the upcoming. Thanks, dears.